Are you serious? Are you serious? Guys, we have breaking news. It's urgent breaking news is happening as we speak right now. The hostage, Eden Alexander, is just been handed to the Red Cross. They're in the process, actually right now, walking with him. Let me tell you about what's happening and how will this handover go through. I'm saying he's being handed over to the Red Cross, but the Red Cross are walking alongside him with Hamas. Okay, hang on a second. Let me put a shout out right now for www.pastorpaulgold.com. That's www.pastorpaulgold.com, or call him at 877-646-5347 this morning. This is the hard truth. It's a really hard truth. But literally every 6 years, your dollar loses half of its buying power. I mean, this is unbelievable. $100,000 savings account will be worth about $50,000 in the year 2031. And you'll see it every time you fill up your tank, go to the grocery store, pay bills. The prices keep going up and your value of the dollar keeps going down. But there's a simple way to protect your savings, your IRA, your 401k, roll it over into gold, something that's proven, stood the test of time, a biblical currency, gold. That's right. And they can help you. Noble Gold has gold bars, gold coins, silver. They got everything available right now. They could ship it to you right now. Or you could roll your 401k into a gold or silver IRA, and they'll help you do it. You can diversify it, okay? They'll help you do it. There's no pressure, no high pressure sales pitches, no call centers, just honest guidance, one-on-one support. They listen to what your situation is. Let me help. Listen, do it right now. Pick up the phone and go and call them at 877-646-5347, or do it right now, and that is go to www.pastorpaulgold.com. You'll be glad that you did. Hang on a second. Same time, folks. I'm so sorry, but at the same time, I got this going off. So phone's going off everywhere here. All right. So sorry about that. All right. Let me tell you what's going on. Here's the situation. I'm going to pull it up as we speak. And let me see if I can pull it up onto the screen with you. And let's take a look at this. It's happening right now. Are you serious? No. Are you serious? Guys, we have breaking news. It's urgent breaking news is happening as we speak. No. Now, how did I do that? Eden Alexander. Okay, I did that wrong. Let me find where I put this. Here it is. Okay. I got to get used to hitting the right buttons here. That do it? Yeah. Matter of fact, let me just make it a little smaller so we can see this together. But here's what we're finding out. Here we go. I'll make myself real small in the corner. And here's what's happening. This is happening right now. The Israeli American hostage, Eden Alexander, handed to the Red Cross in Gaza. As we speak, crowds are gathering in Tel Aviv and anticipating the return of Eden Alexander, the last living American hostage. He is being released, and they're waiting for him in Hostage Square in Tel Aviv. According to reports, the moments before the Red Cross confirmed the start of the handover of Eden Alexander, and this happened about 12:06. Photos started showing U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff disembarking on a helicopter in Israel. The Reuters news agency said that the images that we see him there, That's Witkoff, expected to be a part of this handoff of Alexander. Okay, so Ian Alexander has just been handed by Hamas to the Red Cross. They're still in the procedure process, which just drives me nuts. That what they do here is they make a show. Hamas, everything they do is a show. Okay, they really don't care about people. They're all about the show. They're all about, propaganda, and they're in charge, and they're making sure everyone understands, and they're making a scene, when the truth is they're criminals. The truth is they're criminals. On August the 7th, 2023, this young man was one of 251 or so hostages that were taken hostage by Hamas, many of which have been killed, all of which have been pretty well tortured, starved, beaten, sexually assaulted, and God knows what else. And yet we're somehow supposed to embrace this whole, you talk about demonic, just pure demonic, what they have done to these people, and the hatred toward the Israeli people and toward the Americans. And I can't believe it's taken this long to get this last American out of here. I really can't believe it. I would have never had the patience that even Trump has had. Biden certainly, but both of them, I just wouldn't have had the patience. I'm just being honest. Now I realize that Trump has to look at a broader picture of many other different issues when you're including the entire world and all the different negotiations of different issues going on, including nuclear weapons. All of that comes into play. It's a much broader situation. But still, I would have a hard time in dealing with this dragging on as long as it did. But, we're in these end times. And so I'm happy that this young man is getting released. I'm happy. Thank you, Cricky. Look like I'm healthier. I have lost weight. I am feeling much healthier, and I've been working very hard for months on my health. And it's been tough, as you guys know. After having the stroke, the treatments I went through, the therapy I went through, and now the change of diet that I've been going through. It's been a struggle, really, for me. But the whole time I have been working while doing it. I've been working, and you guys know it. I've been working, doing live broadcasting and doing YouTube videos and staying on top of breaking events and just doing the very best I can through it all. And I just want to thank God that the Lord's given me the strength, and I want to thank you guys for praying for me to get the strength. I'm not at the 100%. My schedule, of course, isn't what it was. I was going way too hard, charging way too fast, way too hard. Really way too hard. And I've had to back that down and create more of a balance. And at the same time, maintain doing what I do and reaching people with the gospel of Christ and preaching the gospel. I've cut back on my schedule of travel way back to about a third of what I used to do. And I've cut back on my live scheduled broadcasted programming. But still doing enough videos and staying active and staying on top of things and going live when it's necessary to keep the whole prophecy. And my book, I wrote a book, Revelation 9/11, with co-author Troy Anderson. I'm working on a second book right now that's coming. I'm working on a third book right now as well. and keeping things moving. So last year I did a lot of television and podcast interviews. Matter of fact, tonight I've just accepted. I'm going to be on Ground Zero with Clyde Lewis. And I'll be on for 1 hour tonight. I'm going to be on at East Coast time. It'll be midnight, so I'll be on from midnight to 1 a.m. West Coast, that's, of course, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. So I'm going to be on for 1 hour tonight. And we're going to be talking about the Pope, the new Pope, as well as the Mahdi. And we'll be having broader discussions about the Antichrist. And so it should be a very interesting broadcast. So if you want to listen to that, Clyde's on I don't know how many different radio stations across the country. I think about 300. And if you can't get it on radio tonight live, you can listen to it live on the internet. If you go to Ground Zero, you'll be able to listen to that broadcast tonight. That's at midnight tonight. But right now, we've got good news, and that is that Ian Alexander is being released as we speak. As we speak, Hamas officials are handing Ian over to the Red Cross in Gaza. And then after they hand to the Red Cross in Gaza, they kind of walk with them because they love to do all this parading around and getting all their publicity. And then the Red Cross then hands them over to the IDF. And then the IDF will bring them forward to where they can hand them over to the American officials because he is both, he's a dual citizen. He's an Israeli and an American. Give me a moment right now because I'm going to see, just as we speak, this is happening as we speak. Crowds are gathering in Tel Aviv, anticipating the return. The crowds have gathered to watch the television live stream following Eden Alexander's release. People can be seen waving flags and signs calling for him to be brought home. Moments before the Red Cross confirmed the start of the handover of Eden Alexander, photos started showing U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff disembarking from a helicopter in Israel were shared. And so Steve Witkoff has just arrived in Israel on a helicopter, and the hostage with the Red Cross and making their way to the Israeli military. They're in Gaza, and they're right now making their way to the Israeli military, the IDF. And then they'll be bringing him, I believe. Yes, Israel has just confirmed that the Alexander handover has begun. An Israeli official has confirmed that the handover of Eden Alexander from Hamas to the Red Cross has begun. Hamas reported the handover of the hostage, Eden Alexander, to the Red Cross, and now he's being transported by the Red Cross to a special Israeli military unit, which will then transfer him to receive initial medical and psychological care before reuniting him with his family at Rilim military base in Israel. Alexander and his family will then be airlifted together to a hospital in Tel Aviv. And we're not expecting a public handover, as happened with some of the other hostages. Israel says it will only release footage with the Alexander family's consent. So we're not going to get to see the live spectacle that Hamas likes to do. This time, that's not going to happen. I think it's because he's an American. The Americans, Trump does not want him exploited. He does not want to show these Hamas parading around with this young man, handing him over with all that. When they did last time, when they had the 4 coffins and all that stuff, I mean, people got, look, that's just, they went over the top. So this is very interesting. We're very happy. We're very glad to hear that he has now been handed over from Hamas officials to the Red Cross, who are now transporting him to this special Israeli IDF military unit, and that is in process as we speak. So soon he'll be reunited with his family, First, he's going to be taken to an Israeli military hospital where he'll be given a thorough examination and psychological examination and debriefed before then turning him over to at least meeting with the family. And at some point, we're going to get to see the footage of that. And thank Jesus, thank the Lord that this young man is being released alive. But, guys, there's about 23 other live hostages still in the hands of Hamas, and there's still about 35 dead hostages, bodies that are still in the possession of Hamas. And we cannot sleep, we cannot stop, we cannot rejoice completely until all of the hostages and the bodies have been fully returned. But this is good news. And meanwhile, as Witkoff is going to be there in this whole situation, meanwhile, President Trump is on his way to meet in Saudi Arabia, and which he's going to be meeting with the officials there on a broader peace initiative and expansion, hopefully, of the Abraham Accords, as he's trying to persuade the Saudi Arabians to join in a peace arrangement with Israel in the Abraham Accords, and would further isolate Iran as a nuclear threat to the entire region, and to build an alliance with the Israelis to try to bring a broader peace initiative. And then Trump, of course, will go from there, I believe, to the Qatar, where he will continue negotiations with Qatar and also building a relationship and trying to move Qatar to also join the Abraham Accords, and also then to meet with the United Arab Emirates, again, to broaden relationships in the region and with the strengthen the ties with the United States. This includes also several huge business deals with the United States and these countries as it relates to oil, as it relates to trade, as it relates to military cooperation and peace in the region. There's a lot going on. Meanwhile, while all that's going on, U.S. officials are going to be meeting in Oman with Iranian officials about the Iranian nuclear program. And while that's going on Thursday, Vladimir Zelensky is going to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Turkey to try to figure out, is there a way to end the war between Russia and Ukraine? So these things are all happening at the same time, at the exact same time. And Qatar is giving President Trump a $400 million Boeing 747 jumbo jet airplane called the Palace in the Sky. It's been completely retrofitted with gold and literally a flying palace. And they're giving it not to Trump, but they're giving it to the United States Air Force. And the United States Air Force will then take this plane and have to put in all of the sophisticated technological advancements to turn this plane into Air Force One, but with all the bells and whistles of the palace to go with it. And this will take about 2 years for the Air Force to retrofit the plane. Trump will be able to start using it as a brand new Air Force One in the year 2027. And then the plane, after 2 years of Trump using it in his last 2 years of his presidency, the plane will then be dedicated and donated into the Trump Presidential Library, where it will be on display for the world to see. So this is and this is very interesting that Qatar is doing this. And there's a lot of questions of what is the purpose in all of this. These are some of the answers I don't know. But we are watching because you have to understand the United States is what helped these people we gave 3 airplanes to them when they started their first airline out of that country. And this is sort of like a gift back, a gift of peace, a way of building a coalition. And I think expanding the Abraham Accord, I think it's a good thing. I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's definitely a good thing. Trump will not be using it as a private citizen. He'll only be using it 2 years as the president, and then it goes into his presidential library. Still very small gift compared to the hundreds and literally about $2 billion it was given to the Clinton Global Initiative, which was a private organization. Or it's not like the money that went to the Biden administration, actually not to the Biden administration, but went to Hunter Biden and the peddling of influence for the Biden administration. This is a gift to the United States Air Force to be used for Trump to use as a new Air Force One for the last 2 years of his presidency, and then to go into his presidential library for all to go and see. Okay, so that's interesting, but it's good. It's a good gesture. It's a great gesture. We'll see what it all means. But will there be peace? Will there be an expansion now of the Abraham Accords? Will Iran lay down their nuclear initiative without war? Will Putin and Zelensky come to a conclusion to sign a peace deal to end the war in Ukraine? I mean, is all of these things happening simultaneously with a brand new pope from America that just arrived and many other issues that are taking place? This is an incredible, as I did last night's show, we're entering into a whole new world. A whole new world is about to happen. Let's keep our eyes on it, but let's just keep our eyes open. There we go. Rattle the promises of the Bible, the prophecies of peace and safety, then sudden destruction, the prophecies of a covenant with many, the prophecies of wars and rumors of wars, the prophecies of an end time last day.
Saturday was silent, and surely it was through. Since when has impossible ever stopped you? And Friday's disappointment is Sunday's empty tomb.
We just got word.
Since when has impossible ever stopped you?
Alexander has just been handed to the Israeli troops, and he's returning to Israel right now.
This is the sound of a dry bones rattling. This is the praise, make a dead man walk again. Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. This is the sound of dry bones rattling. Pentecostal fire, stirring something new. You're not gonna run out of miracles anytime soon. Your resurrection power, it runs in my veins too. I believe there's another miracle here in this room. This is the sound of dry bones rattling. This is the praise, make a dead man walk again. Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. This is the sound of dry bones rattling.
It's happened. He has been handed over to the Israelis.
My God is able to save and deliver and heal and restore anything that he wants to. Just ask the man who was thrown on
That's right.
Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. This is the sound of dry bones rattling.
Are you serious? He's just been released. Here's the picture just
Son of
showing it.
man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Prophesy and say to them, thus saith the Lord God, behold, my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up from your graves and bring you into the land of Israel. Then you shall know that I am the Lord, and I will put my spirit in you, and I will place you in your own land, and you shall live. I will place you in your own land. You shall live, 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 live.
Oh, that's right. What you're seeing behind me, the pictures you're seeing there behind me, that is Eden Alexander, the American hostage. Standing there right next to him, of course, is the Hamas captor that is in the process of handing him over to the Red Cross. The Red Cross has now officially handed him over to the IDF. And the IDF has just confirmed it, that Eden Alexander is now in the hands of the IDF, and they are driving him by jeep out of Gaza into Israel, and he's headed right now to be evaluated at a medical facility in Israel before he will then be reunited with family. And at some point we will get to see some pictures of that reunion, but we were given this one shot right here behind me, this picture of Ian being being carried, or not carried, but being led by this Hamas leader, this Hamas member, bringing him to the Red Cross. So this is a joyous day. Certainly, this is a great, great moment for this family, and that this young man who's been in captivity, been a hostage since October the 7th, 2023. And he's going to live to tell it. Unfortunately, not many others did not. And of course, over 1,200 people were murdered and butchered by these Hamas terrorists. So we're just glad that he's the only one being released. There are still 23 more hostages that are alive, and there's still 35 hostages whose dead bodies are still being held by Hamas. This is the only hostage being released today. And he is the last living American. And he's being released right now. Witkoff is there. And so President Donald Trump able to pull this one off. Trump will go now to Saudi Arabia tomorrow. He'll also be visiting in the United Arab Emirates. He'll also be in Qatar. So the next 4 days, Trump will be in the Middle East. and there'll be a broader discussions. Meanwhile, Trump's negotiators will be meeting with Iran in Oman. And meanwhile, in the Middle East, Russia's President Putin will be meeting with Ukrainian President Zelensky on Thursday in Istanbul, Turkey. Okay? So all of this going on. You still got the hostages situation. You may be going to see an expansion. Saudi Arabia, maybe Qatar, maybe other nations are going to sign the Abraham Accords, or at least maybe in principle agree to do it. This could all happen this week. The war could end, be a peace arrangement or some kind of deal could be negotiated to end the Ukraine-Russian war. Matter of fact, all the hostages we could have some kind of an agreement that releases all the hostages and ends the war between Israel. But then again, there's a heavy push to divide the land, to part the land of Israel. There is a heavy push. Trump is resisting it, but there's a major push to try to get Trump to agree to it. And not only him, but they're trying to get the Israelis to agree to it for a broader deal. And you start to wonder, could this be who knows? Are we talking peace and safety, but then sudden destruction? Are we talking the covenant with many in Daniel 9:27? Is the Abraham Accord just going to continue to broaden? Are the hostages going to get released? Will the Iranians give up their nukes? Will we break into Armageddon? I mean, nobody knows what's exactly going to take place, guys, but a lot of issues, huge issues are on the table. And so we're going to continue to watch this very closely. I'm going to stay on top of it. The Bible gives you a lot of indications. What about Syria? What about Damascus? What about the covenant with many in Daniel 9:27, or the destruction of Damascus in Isaiah 17, or the destruction of Iran, Elam in Jeremiah 49? I mean, where are we going? Or what about the parting of the land that God said do not do in Joel 3? I mean, there's so many possibilities of what may happen. All of these prophetic events are converging at once. So what I'm going to do is continue to monitor it and watch it. I know he's not. I didn't say he was a gentleman. No, he's a Hamas monster. Oh, I know. I didn't say, did I say gentleman? If I said gentleman, I'm wrong. I said captor. I think I used the word, the Hamas captor. I definitely don't. I definitely know he's not a gentleman. And if I said that, that was the gentleman I'm talking about is this young man. This is the Hamas captor. So, yeah. If I said it wrong or backwards, please forgive me. You know what I mean. You're exactly right. So let's I said captor. Thank you. I didn't think I said gentleman. I would never call this guy a gentleman. I wouldn't call any of these Hamas murderers, butchers, a gentleman. He is a captor, and he is releasing Aiden Alexander, who has been a hostage the whole time. All right, guys, I'll be back. We'll continue to watch everything happening now. It's incredible. Pray one for another. God bless.